Hello, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist,
And I am Brad Heidick, physical
and
therapist.
together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
Well, in our opinion, of course, Bob,
Brad, I'm not sure about you, but I'm not a surgeon.
and neither am I, Bob.
But we're going to show you just very simply what happens when you have a hip replacement.
Right, you know, I have a lot of people talking to me before they have hip pain, whatever, and they think, boy, my hip hurts, and they're pointing up here where you feel this bone up here, and you know, the hip is actually way down here. A lot of people really aren't familiar with anatomy.
Right, how it looks.
Right, or how it looks and what the hip really is.
So just real simply, we're
Yeah.
going to show. We're not experts in the sense that we've never done a surgery. We've seen surgeries, but we...
But we are pretty much experts in anatomy and what's going on and how a joint, you know, that's what therapists do, is biomechanics and how things work and strength and whatnot. But the hip is right here and it's a ball joint. So this right there, where I'm touching right there, is right there. Okay, so that ball joint is just up a little bit and it's in deep. It's not out here, it's in deep quite a ways. And it's a ball joint and it's a pretty deep socket and it's a nice rounded ball on the end of the femur, and you can see how that works. Can you get a good view of that? And what happens is the arthritis doesn't happen out here. Arthritis is actually in the joint. Arth refers to a joint. Itis is inflammation. So it's inflammation of the joint right in here. But you feel the pain can radiate to the back and can go down the leg.
It can go all the way down the leg.
As a matter of fact, I had one patient once, she had pain going down her leg. We thought it was from her back.
Right.
It ended up being from her hip joint. She had a total hip replacement.
Yeah, I have seen pain go all the way down the leg from our arthritic joint, arthritis.
So let's take a look at the hip joint a little closer. So,
Brad's going to take
there we go. We just located
probably
this
a good
hip.
angle right here.
Yep. So this is the acetabulum.
Or the socket.
Or the socket, right. Okay. And here is the femoral head, or the ball. And this is the screw.
And this all starts to degenerate.
Right.
It all starts to break down.
Now, the interesting point is, you know, this screw is here just to hold the joint in for the model, but there is actually an artery and a vein and a nerve that go through the end of the femur. And Bo Jackson, remember him, the football and the baseball player?
Yeah.
He had the problem where that circulation stopped, and he had to get a hip replacement at an early age.
Because the bone was killed.
Right.
Basically, it died.
Right. The circulation and the blood flow through this blood vessel keeps this alive, and if that is destroyed or compromised, this will degenerate.
So when you have the surgery, Brad, where are we having it? What's going on?
Oh, good point. Get back to the point. Here we go. They're going to cut this ball off, and I'm not going to get into the details of where because I'm not a surgeon, but they cut the ball off and they're going to put in a replacement ball, and it's typically made out of a metal, titanium, and there's going to be a rod that actually goes down into the femur, and they're going to cement that in typically. Sometimes they won't cement it and it'll grow a bone around, but usually it's the cement, and then they actually, for a total hip replacement, they're going to cut a part of this bone around the socket and put in typically one of nylon or plastic type material in there, and they're going to cement that in as well. That is amazing to me how they can do that.
It is.
And once they do that, they put it back in. And at that point, now there's three ways they can do it. They can come from the front, they can come from the side, or they can come from the back. We're not going to get into that. We have another video with details on that. But things have to heal up. Right. And as those tissues heal up, you go through your therapy after surgery, and usually hip surgeries go quite well.
Yes, they do.
Usually they
vast majority.
Right, and they don't need a lot of therapy, not like a total knee.
Right.
So if you want to have a total hip replacement, that's the basic concept of it. So
people are often amazed how much relief they have from these things. I mean, you know, they could hardly walk before, and now it's just like they've been given a new life.
Right.
And again, the surgery, I mean, yeah, it's surgery and it's always serious, but in the scheme of things, that people tend to do very well with hip replacements.
Right. They've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the first hip replacement was done in 1952.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was, you know, they've come a long way since then, but that was the very first one. And anyways, if thinking of 52, if you're 40 and over and you want more information like this for yourself or your parents or friends, subscribe to us because we'll continue to provide quality information to make your life easier, happier, friendlier, even more beneficial, exuberant, what else?
By the way, are you 52?
No, I'm going to be 52 this year.
Oh, you are, okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
why I
maybe
can
you threw that
remember.
number out for some reason, but.
Take
Good luck to
care.
you.